challenges.
Where there is the expectation of increased heat, that can affect the development of the crops, of the livestock, as well as for dairy production, we can see a decrease in the dairy production. Heat also plays an effect on human health as well. We would want to ensure that farmers wear protective clothing, make sure that they keep themselves well hydrated, shift the hours, of the exposure outside. That is an option as well that you can look at.
While certain regions may experience prolonged droughts, predictions also raise concerns regarding heavy rainfall, hurricanes, and flooding.
The expected increases in the tropical cyclone activity, those strong winds can have an impact on your crops. That can have an impact on your infrastructure for the farmers, who would have the crops above ground. For those periods of time, maybe you can plant some root crops, that's an option. So there's several things that the farmer can do, to adapt to our ever-changing climate.
Well, this show brings our week to a close, and we loved having you along for the ride. Well, that's all the time we have today. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights and stories with us. As always, we'll be back on Monday at 6 p.m. with more exciting guests, thought-provoking conversations, and a lot of laughs only on the ZNS Network. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Was Hiram Lewis's move to the COI a political gamble? We have the details. Also, the Central Grand Bahama MP says the F&M party lacks unity. And an insider of Creators Alliance Limited speaks out anonymously.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
I do believe that we will make a change, an effective change. We need something different.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama back on island after resigning from the Free National Movement and joining the Coalition of Independents in the House of Assembly. While some deem it political suicide, Lewis says this move is for the Bahamian people. Shalia Roll joins us live now with the latest. Shalia.
Things are looking much different this evening than they did this morning, Romiko, as members of COI gathered outside of the Western Air Terminal to welcome Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama back to the island and to their party. Now, just yesterday in the House of Assembly, Hiram Lewis announced his resignation from the Free National Movement and his walk over to the COI party, making history as he is the first sitting Member of Parliament for that party. Now, Hiram Lewis is making it clear on why he decided to leave the F&M. Lewis was greeted by members of the COI chanting, "Change is coming, change is here." The members showing unity through prayer and praise while clad in shirts representing the Coalition of Independents. Lewis shares what it means to now be a part of COI.
I do believe that we will make a change, an effective change. We need something different. We've tried both sides.
Hiram Lewis, two-time Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama and former Parliamentary Secretary for the F&M, says it was a painful move. However, according to the F&M Constituency Association, who recently wrote to the party requesting that the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama not be renominated into the party as a standard bearer.
No, I left the Free National Movement because I was not satisfied with what was going on. The level of disrespect, the level of undermining.
As Central Grand Bahama is considered a stronghold constituency for the Free National Movement, the question is, can Lewis retain the seat of COI candidate in the 2026 general election? This, as some have called the move, political suicide.
They missed the purpose and they look at the faces in the crowd, which did not matter to me. My purpose remained the same. I stood with the people then, and I will stand with the people now.
Some speculate that leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, will make a change from Marco City to run in Central Grand Bahama. Here is what Lewis had to say.
Either what Mr. Pintard will do, I wish him all the best. I have no idea, and I will not speak for him.
As for now, the celebration continues as members of the party sharing their excitement on now having a seat at the parliamentary table.
Well, I just want to say we accept Mr. R.M. Lewis. This is a change and a making of history.
Well, Lewis says that his plan is to hit the ground running from day one. Coming to you live from Western Air Terminal for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Shelia Roll. Back to you at the desk, Romiko.
Thanks so much, Aaliyah. Well, with yesterday's announcement of the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Hiram Lewis, departing the Free National Movement Party to join the Coalition of Independents, the notice caught many by surprise, including the Free National Movement's Constituency Association. Our Matthew Martinborough spoke with association officials on the matter.
The F&M Central Grand Bahama Association gathering at the headquarters following the news of the area representative, Hiram Lewis' resignation to the Free National Movement yesterday. These supporters not mincing words on Lewis's sudden departure. From high fives to smiles and their two fingers in the air showcasing the F&M sign, constituents say they remain united despite Lewis's announcement to join the Coalition of Independents. These supporters are adamant that Lewis will not retain the Central Grand Bahama seat in the next general election under the COI banner.
The decision was surprising, but once it was made, it was easy to accept.
The F&M releasing a statement noting that this constituency association formally requested for Lewis to not be renominated in the next election. These members say the performance by Lewis is the main contributing factor.
I really couldn't say nothing exceptional that Mr. Lewis did in our area. I had no, so as far as I'm concerned, his service will never be missed in my opinion. So like I said, I wish him the best, but it's no miss, when one go, two come.
Now, rumors have been swirling around that the opposition leader, the Honorable Michael Pintard, may move from his Marco City constituency to run here in Central Grand Bahama, a constituency known to be a stronghold for the F&M. However, Assistant Treasurer for the Constituency Association, John Bevins, encourages the public to not pay attention to anything you may hear through social media or word of mouth as far as potential candidates are concerned.
It's a process, and that's up to the party. The party has not yet selected anybody, so it's just a matter of waiting until that process is complete. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, and we don't want persons to be misled by the things that are circulating on social media. When the party is ready to make that decision, the party would go ahead and announce that. You would have an official announcement of who the next representative for Central Grand Bahama would be.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Well, as the election season heats up, reports say that Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard has told former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and Long Island Adrian Gibson will not be renominated. The question was asked to former Member of Parliament for F&M, Hiram Lewis, if he believes the F&M is united. Here's his response. Newscast. Switching gears now, there's still so much to uncover about Creators Alliance Limited. Tonight, we continue our investigation into the investment scheme that appears to have duped thousands of Bahamians out of their hard-earned money. In an exclusive interview, a longtime member of the platform, speaking anonymously, shares their perspective, acknowledging that while some suffered financial losses, many did see benefits. The member also reveals they've received threats since the platform's collapse and insists that everyone, including those deeply involved, was blindsided by what is now being called a massive scam.
I woke up the next morning, which was yesterday, to find that the groups, everything was dissolved, and the platform was still up for a minute, and then like midday or so, everything on the screen went white.
Shocked and confused, that's how one longtime member of Creators Alliance Limited describes the moment they realized that they could no longer contact the masterminds behind the platform, known as online managers. On Wednesday, April 2nd, all members were abruptly removed from the platform's WhatsApp group and the entire system became inaccessible. Now, many fear that they have fallen victim to a large-scale scam.
I don't know what to think. I feel the same way everybody else is feeling. I feel lost. I feel cheated. I feel like I was played.
This anonymous member, who played a key role in introducing others to the platform, says they are now facing backlash. Some believe they had inside knowledge of the collapse or were directly involved, claims that they strongly deny. The member says they were just as blindsided as everyone else and, due to mounting threats, had to seek police protection.
I don't know anything more than what anyone else know. I don't have any direct contact to anyone because the same numbers that I had was the same numbers everybody who joined had. Everyone had direct contact with the so-called Gwen.
Shortly after the platform went dark, an official notice surfaced allegedly from a manager named Shiro King. The message to the Creators Alliance community claimed the disappearance was due to an elaborate shift to a new system aimed at improving security, efficiency, and user experience. The notice further stated that the platform's founder, Mark Edo, reassured members that the disruption was a part of a carefully planned upgrade. But a crypto expert in the Bahamas isn't buying it, calling the release fake.
I researched Mark Edo. The only thing that came up was Mark Edo, a guy in South Africa who does something with the news. The Mark Edo person they're talking about doesn't exist. The locations that they had on their Google Maps, they do not exist.
As investigation continues, thousands remain in limbo, waiting for answers and their money.
A lot of people hurting because they did more than they really should have done. And so, of course, because the platform was paying, so I could understand why they did it.
Now back to the previous story. The question was asked whether Iram Lewis believes that the F&M is united. Here's his response.
Janet Bostwick, she's a senior person. She just spoke about it the other day. The party needs unity. And you can hear the cry of the land and bread of the party. Persons are dissatisfied. And like I said in Parliament, this is not the F&M that I grew up knowing. This is not the F&M that I knew. That's why I left. It's a departure from the basic principles. And now, with the COI, the principle remains, we are for the people. We are fighting for the people. That's and right. I stand with that.
Lewis also says that the Free National Movement that he sees today is not the one that he once believed in. Well, in other news, the Tourism Development Corporation is tapping into the religious market by hosting various conventions throughout the country. Here on Grand Bahama, religious conventions have brought in close to $1.5 million. Shalia Roll has that story.
The Tourism Development Corp, along with Social Military Education Fraternal Market, is making waves in the convention sector in the Bahamas as they host seminars throughout the nation, bringing in around $1.2 to $1.5 million, bringing a boost in the Bahamian tourism economy.
Hotel stay, you've got transportation, you've got departure tax, you've got food and beverage and all the other tours. And so this is why we are going very heavy after these markets in the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism.
In the last year, Grand Bahama hosted 3 major conventions, bringing in visitors from around the world. Stephen Johnson, the Director of Tourism Development Corporation and the Director of Smurfs, says that they are currently scouting to bring more conferences to the island.
Those markets pretty accounted for almost like $1.5 to $2 million worth of business in Grand Bahama. And so right now we're traveling around looking to get conferences for Grand Bahama. It's been positive.
To further develop the island, the Director for Tourism Development says that to make the island more authentic,
to make West End the official conch jewelry capital of Grand Bahama. So already we have in play where we're going to be doing conch jewelry training coming soon into West End. We're also going to be doing it in the Freeport area. And we find that we want to make Grand Bahama more authentic.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
And still to come.
Lady Anne-Marie Davis inspires young girls at the Princess Court Mentoring Program. That story, plus sports and more when we return.
World where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison.
Art Lucaya returns April 4th through the 6th with steady sunward. From cocktail parties to student exhibits. Get your tickets now at artlucaya.tickets.com and support local youth in the arts.
Catch the Easter sale at Esquire's during the month of April. Buy one suit and get a shirt and tie absolutely free. Give them a call today at 352-8816.
Hey, what's up, Grand Bahama? KB here. Hey, it's your boy D-Mark in the building.
Jump and dance, and hey, this is Gino D.
Hello, Wilford Solomon here.
Grand Bahama, what's up? Yours truly, Tico T here to let y'all know Sunday, April 28th, we are going to be in 8 Mile Rock.
It's going to be on Jonestown Fish Fry at the Sunset Village. To Grand Bahama, you all know I love you all so much.
Gates open at 7 p.m. I'll be in the house with all the Rick and Scrape generals.
Back by the top tier band.
Gates going to open at 7 p.m. Show start properly at 8 p.m.
You will enjoy yourself.
8 Mile Rock homecoming.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. 50 new members of Princess Court sat and listened intently as Lady Anne-Marie Davis gave words of wisdom to the 18th Princess Court Mentoring Program this past Sunday. She also encouraged the parents of the young princesses to lead by example. Shalia Roll reports.
Precious. We are powerful. And we are so very loved.
It was a day that members of Princess Court Ministries will remember forever as their purity pearls were placed around their necks, marking the beginning of their journey living a life pure, pleasing God. Around 50 young ladies listened attentively as Lady Anne-Marie Davis, the wife of the Prime Minister, encouraged the young women, reminding them of their power and strength.
I want to remind you that this journey that you are on is not one that you must walk alone. You have the love and the guidance of your parents, your mentors, and your fellow sisters, your fellow Princess Court sisters here with you. As you pledge today, remember again that your value is not determined at all by the world standards, but by the divine purpose that God has placed within you.
Davis then said that the young women should also depend on their parents for love and support, and she left this message for the parents.
Remember that, adults, you have work to do. We have princesses to care for and to lead forward. And they are leaning, like I said earlier, they are leaning on all of you, and they are learning from you.
Cami Hanna, a leading lady at the Princess Court Mentoring Ministry, says that the goal with mentoring these young ladies is to teach them to have a pure mindset.
For young ladies, because it helps them to know not only how to stay pure before and after marriage, but also how to keep a pure mindset, how to be pure of heart, and to be pure towards other persons.
Princesses from the program say that the knowledge that they have learned from the program are lessons that they can keep throughout their lives.
Learned how to etiquette, like how to eat, how get manners, and how to create things.
I've been in the Princess Court since I was 5 years old. I'm going to be 16 this year. I've learned to cook, I've learned how to sew, and this year I learned how to do CPR. My favorite part about Princess Court is like the fellowship.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Well, in a historic first, Grand Bahama welcomed the Think College, Think HBCU College Fair, an event dedicated to expanding opportunities for Bahamian students, hosted by Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the Bahamas Alpha's Educational and Leadership Foundation. The fair is the largest HBCU event outside the U.S., and officials stressed the importance of continuing to provide Bahamian students with scholarship opportunities and access to historically black colleges and universities. Raven Davis reports.
The fourth Think College, Think HBCU Fair recently making an historic debut in Grand Bahama, offering high school students a golden opportunity to secure millions in scholarships from both international and local colleges, with some even gaining admissions on the spot.
For us, it's really important to provide opportunities for Bahamian students to get scholarships to go abroad to college. You know, we know that if you enhance your families, you enhance your communities. Today we have Stillman, we have Claflin, we have Southern University here from the U.S., as well as the University of the Bahamas and the Bahamas Institute of Business Technology.
Chairman of the Bahamas Alpha's Educational and Leadership Foundation, Anjanal Cargill, says this event was specifically designed to uplift students in the Bahamas, especially those in Grand Bahama. He proudly shared that officials have been working tirelessly to raise funds, collaborate with institutions, and organize programs that provide scholarships entirely free of charge.
What we're excited about is that university presidents are here, university executives, recruiters, and also we have the Martin Luther King Memorial Foundation, who's represented here.
Now, Cargill is appealing to the Grand Bahama business community for financial support to continue and grow these efforts.
Surprisingly, most of the appeal we've made to the Grand Bahama community has been a no, and that was disappointing, particularly because in our programs, last year we gave $4 million of scholarships in our Honors Day program, and more than half of those scholarships came to the Grand Bahama community. So obviously the educational system here is very strong.
Meantime, Deputy Director of Education Michelle Boleg also took the stage to highlight the benefits of attending a historically black college, underscoring the unique educational experiences they offer.
You have the support that are on these campuses there to support you. You can expand on your own culture. You can do the things that you enjoy doing.
The two-day event, which also took place in New Providence, has grown significantly over the years. With approximately 10 schools represented on the first day, students had the chance to interact with each booth, ask insightful questions, and explore their future academic possibilities. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Well, HBCU, I always wanted to attend the HBCU, especially Flo Modana Miami. But coming up in sports, flag football season, week 3 coming up.
All right, that's coming up next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
The Turks and Caicos Islands, a chain of jewels in the Atlantic, home to pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and a people standing at a crossroads. The 2025 general elections marked a defining moment in the archipelago's political landscape, one that would shape the destiny of these islands for the next 5 years. Over 6 days, I walked at these streets, listened to the voices, and witnessed a nation in the Valley of Decision. This is their story. Join us as we give you the highlights of the recent general elections in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports with the Senior Boys and Under 17 Boys Championships now in the books. It was time for the Junior Boys title series between Jack Haywood Jr. and the Tabernacle Falcons. After a tightly contested first half, the Falcons proved that they were the team to be reckoned with, winning Game 1 29-26 to take Game 1 of that best-of-3 series.
Just telling guys to stay focused, and securing Game 1 was very important to us, Now we just got to come out in Game 2 and be a lot more focused than we was. We missed a lot of layups, but we can clean that up. So I think we do a really good job with our 1-2-2 press. I think once we do a good job keeping them off the glass, we'll be good to go.
Multi-talented athlete Keyshawn Pinney and the Falcons were scoring in Game 1.
That's one, thank God, because without them I wouldn't have been here. They helped me with defense, but when I needed them to score, pass the ball and they score.
Now on the ladies' side, semi-finals and senior girls play between Sunland and St. George's. After it was all said and done, it was the Lady Jaguars pulling it off 23-13 to earn a trip to the finals. Next in sports, the Grand Bahama Flag Football League is gearing up for Week 3 of the new season.
Basically, right now, we see a lot of new faces mixed with a lot of old faces. So the expectation and the anticipation is that things are going to start off slow. It's probably going to pick up just before the middle of the season. And then the excitement really is going to be from the middle of the season going onward. At that point, everybody should be well situated on their teams, acclimated to their playbooks. Everybody has an understanding of what they're doing, and the action should be at its best.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new girl?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Here at Dynasty Graphics, we provide the following services to churches, corporate, schools, funerals. We can specialize in mugs, wide format printing, wide format laminations. Also can get thermal binding, which is new to basically Grand Bahama, and we specialize in those. Should you want graduation booklets, wide format photos, any posters for concerts, business at the church, you can also get those, such as tied envelope, visitor's card, school students. We have portfolios that we can offer you, special funeral packages. We do vinyl printing. Our phone numbers are 352-2679, 352-2681. Email address dynastygraphics@gmail.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to Health Bites. Today's episode is going to be about testosterone, which is the most important male sex hormone. This is especially for the guys. So testosterone is important. It helps to build muscle. It helps with your energy level. And of course, it helps with your sex drive. So if you're feeling low energy, low sex drive, you have excess fat, they can be symptoms of low testosterone. Some ways you can increase your testosterone are by getting lots of rest, eating a healthy, balanced diet, including foods such as broccoli, tuna, and eggs. Those are 3 foods helpful for testosterone. Another way is to take a testosterone booster, like this one here. Testosterone boosters help to increase your body's natural testosterone production, as well as the quality of your testosterone. Remember, if you need any of these supplements, we have them available at the Fitness Connection, locations both in Nassau and Freeport. Come check us out.
#1 team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Jay Fleet from God It's Thursday, Miko. It's almost Friday.
Almost Friday. We almost there. Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight, coming your way next.
NS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, bracing for the worst, praying for the best. The tourism minister acknowledges the headwinds that lie ahead of the top industry achieving yet another banner year. Also, challenges and criticisms leave local jet ski operators on the defensive. And the government clamps down on unscrupulous practices against the country's national resources. We have the why and how. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Just when the local tourism industry was off to a pretty impressive start, outside risk posed serious threats. Still, as Eleuthero's business community and civic leaders heard just today, the tourism minister remains cautiously optimistic that the Bahamas will ultimately fare well. Eleuthero is said to be poised for its best era ever. And Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper's confidence is based on the island pulling in nearly 18,000 stopover visitors for the first 2 months of 2025. That's 34% more than it did during the same period last year. But though encouraging news for the thriving tourism industry, the minister acknowledges there are headwinds.
And we anticipate over the course of the next few months that there will consistently be some uncertainty in the marketplace. Yesterday and today, the world is swirling as a result of the tariff wars, which is going to result in an increase in the overall cost of living, particularly for Americans, And you would know that 80% of our tourists come from the USA. And therefore, this will have some resulting impact on our major industry. We're coming off a record 2023 year and a record 2024 year. And so far, we're beating those records in 2025. But we're bracing ourselves.
Uncertainty in key source markets by no means the only concern. Geopolitical issues continue to leave the world in a state of uncertainty, leaving travelers to either stay at home or close to it. Close to its source market, though, officials are confident that the Bahamas will continue to fare well. But there's also the issue of that dreaded updated U.S. travel advisory for the Bahamas.
Whilst the level of the advisory has not changed, there's been concerns expressed, particularly about jet ski operators in Nassau. And whilst these advisories tend to have less impact on places like Eleuthera and Exuma and the other family islands, we ought to be aware that there are many people in the world who do not understand the geography of the Bahamas, and when they hear the Bahamas, they think Nassau, and when they hear Nassau, they think that that is the entirety of the Bahamas, not being aware of our archipelago. And therefore, sometimes there is that impact.
According to the minister, all in all, this reinforces the message that tourism must always be everyone's business. Well, in related news, the livelihoods of local watercraft operators once again at risk after the United States made special mention of the potential hazards attached to the industry here in the Bahamas. Danielle Dean has the story.
Jet ski operators here in Goodman's Bay are refuting the claims that their operations are unsafe following the United States' most recent update to the travel advisory against the country.
We are fully regulated. Everyone is licensed and insured, and everyone have an identification sheet to say which company you work for. Now, what we want the Bahamas government to do, they need to come and do their job. If you have a problem in a certain area where you have unregulated guys operating, shut it down.
Pedro Bannister of Pedro's Water Sports is fed up by operators, he says, simply purchase watercraft, drop it in the water, and solicit customers without caring enough to go through proper channels.
I am crying out to Mrs. Knowles, the Commissioner of Police, that she could assign some serious people to come deal with these little problems. And once now, if the police come and harassing people that are not licensed, I'm glad. That means that they won't be there to give the Bahamas government a bad name.
Devon Bonamy of Bonamy's Water Sports corroborating Bannister's claim that all operators he knows, including himself, are registered. But the U.S. travel advisory, which states about the Bahamas, boating is not well regulated. Injuries and deaths have occurred. Sexual assaults by jet ski operators have also been reported, and watercraft may not be safe, and some operators are not licensed or insured, has caused some potential patrons to hesitate.
Due to the advisories for the last 2 days, as you can see, the beach, the people, they not really doing any activities like that because the advisories got a lot of the people kind of scared right now. People would been here before, they know. This is a good environment. Nowhere in the world you could find nice people like this.
But specifically in reference to claims of sexual assault, Bonamy had this to say.
There's a lot of jet ski operators that was locked up for rape, but none was never convicted. You could Google that. You could Google the statistics on that.
American visitor Caleb Blankenship is unfazed by the advisory.
I told them they got to come here and visit because they would see, how it is here, and it's amazing here. It's like I would live here if I could.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, the government's assurance that no issues will derail its VAT relief program, which took effect Tuesday, slashing the rate of value-added tax on certain food items from 10% to 5%. That, according to Economics Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Alquitas, who this morning addressed the issue during the weekly press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister.
This is not a temporary fix. There's no other shoe left to drop about some other increase. This was very deliberate. We did it after 3 years because we wanted to make sure that, we could withstand what was foregone. So this is permanent. And there's no shoe left to drop. There's nothing coming on the flip side as much as some commentators, not you, some commentators might wish to convince people.
In other news, we're hearing more about what led to a joint task force seizure of 5 U.S. registered pleasure vessels in Bahamian waters earlier this week. The task force, including Defense Force, Customs, and police officers working along with the Port Department, conducted an investigation into the activities of those vessels, which included surveillance of their movement in and about the Nassau Harbor and the surrounding quay. That investigation uncovered that those vessels, believed to belong to the same owner, were being used for commercial purposes. Customs Controller Ralph Monroe says this is a violation of the Customs Management Act and the customs regulations.
4 of the 5 vessels, ranging in length from 33 to 47 feet, entered the Bahamas at various times over the past 16 months and were all issued Bahamas Customs Cruising Permit, which under the law forbade them from being used for commercial purpose or hire without the permission of the Controller of Customs. The 5th vessel was seized on Tuesday is a 30-foot open console Intrepid. That vessel arrived in the Bahamas earlier this year and was entered by the use of a fraudulent invoice. Our investigation into that matter revealed that the true values was lowered by some $50,000 or 50%. The vessel was seized under the provision of the Customs Management Act as a customs good.
Well, as indicated, the vessel's now in the hands of the Customs Department, the comptroller issuing this terse but stern warning to other illegal operators.
Cease and desist, as the Office of the Controller of Customs has and will continue to impose harsh penalties, which include the maximum in appropriate cases upon all violators.
Well, coming up, senators debate the proposed length of service for Defense Force Marines. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC is finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time.
Of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
We are looking at a shot there of Clifton Pier. Here you see an oil tanker in the background, BPL's power plant. Our drone shot, of course, courtesy of our Neville Smith. Oh, welcome back. The police and defense forces, Basra, fishermen, and volunteers all coming together to conduct sea and aerial searches for 2 men reported missing at sea off the Berry Islands. Now, according to authorities, the men were aboard a white, blue, and red 18-foot Paramount vessel that left the Berry Islands en route to Chubkey on Wednesday. Unfortunately, they haven't been seen since. Unfavorable weather conditions have led to the search being suspended, at least for now. Well, we turn our attention now to news from Parliament. The Bahamas knows all too well the benefits of natural resources. The Andros Barrier Reef is the 3rd largest in the world and the 3rd largest living organism on the planet. But it also knows what it is to have its natural resources exploited. The infrastructure of foreign companies left Andros with decades of extensive deforestation. It's a cautionary tale for lawmakers who yesterday debated the mining bill, proposed legislation that safeguards the country's natural resources. As Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis stressed in Parliament yesterday, short-term gains cannot come at the expense of the natural environment. And this lends to the introduction of strict conditions for approval for mining activities.
Any entity which comes forward with the intention of setting up a mining operation must demonstrate their capacity to use those resources efficiently, as well as their financial and technical capacity has to be demonstrated. We want Bahamians around the decision-making table, keeping a watchful eye over any operations. We want Bahamian owners who have a sense of patriotism and care about the future of our nation. This bill ensures that Bahamians can play key roles in these operations. Any mining enterprise must also demonstrate how local plant and animal life will be preserved.
Further, to preserve supply of fresh water, they must provide information on the impact on the surrounding bodies of water as well as on the water table. They must also show how surrounding land will be affected and outline the risk of pollution to the local environment. And these criteria must be met ahead of any right or license being granted.
Any eligible Bahamian citizen or legal entity must go through a lengthy and comprehensive application process to demonstrate their capacity and intention to satisfy the strict standards set. Any mineral rights granted can also be suspended or cancelled due to any relevant breaches of the agreement and conditions or violations of this law. Madam Speaker, this bill will introduce a mining cadastry register so that Bahamians can see for themselves who is applying for mineral rights and mining licenses and who has received rights and licenses, and the relevant details of who, what, where, and when, and how these activities shall be conducted. This transparency, in our view, is critical.
We fast forward now to today's Senate proceedings for debate on amendments to the Defense Force Bill. The proposed changes extending the length of service for Marines. As it stands, these officers must retire after 25 years of service or at the age of 55. However, the government is seeking to allow them to reapply within 6 months of their retirement. Introducing the bill in the Senate, the government's leader, the Honourable Michael Halkitis, while opposition head, Senator the Honourable Darren Henfield, a former Defense Force officer, said he's a prime example of the opportunities that can be afforded.
You engage, you do 25 years, you can get an extension. As it stands now, you can extend up until you are 55, and what we're changing today is we're making it possible for you to serve up until 60 years.
I've never been to a college before I joined the Defense Force. And since then, I have been trained in the University of the West Indies, where I read law, UB, where I read law. I have been trained in the Naval Postgraduate School in America, which is one of the most prestigious military schools in America. And I'm very grateful to the people and government of the Bahamas for affording me such privilege. And look where I wound up. In a place like this, debating an extension to the age for Marines and enlisted people in the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Well, just like Exuma, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies is leading a multi-million-dollar, multi-year road paving project that's expected to transform the way drivers on the Isle of Freedom roam the streets. Aldavis Munnings recently traveled to Eleuthera with the company's executives to get this progress report.
Road paving in the Waterford community dominated work this past Saturday in the Eleuthera Road Improvement Project managed by the Bahamas Striping Group of companies. Road upgrades are already visible in Wims's Bight, Savannah Sound, Governor's Harbour and Palmetto Point.
We are in the process of just getting the settlement roads done. Anywhere where we don't have to do water work, we're getting the paving done. So that's the reason why we are skipping certain settlements at this time.
Once in full operation, the ultimate goal is to pave the entire 163 miles of Eleuthera. And President Otario Mitchell expects his team to pave a minimum of 3 miles per week. This, he says, will help the company achieve its target of being ahead of its completion schedule.
We're about to approach the rainy season, so we currently have a 6-day work week. And most of the time we actually work 7 days out of the week once we have a clear day. So the idea if the guys buy into the vision of getting the project out on time, so they understand that it entails them to push in and get the work out. We're trying to pave as much road as possible.
And for right now, there are about 50 men working on this Eleuthera-based project, and more employees are needed.
So we intend to have one paving crew that paves almost every day, and we're going to have 2 to 3 different base work crews working in different areas. So we're definitely looking for more people to join, that's laborers as well as operators.
The Eleuthera Road Improvement Project is expected to be completed in 2028. Reporting from Rock Sound, South Eleuthera, I'm Altavis Munnings. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Al. Stay with us on The Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by FoCall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Striping, the Bahamian company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Heineken launching a two-day pop-up experience rewarding travelers arriving through the Lynden Pending International Airport with a refreshing complimentary Heineken straight from the draft machine. As Jimenita Swain tells us, the experience made many travelers go, ah.
That lager is the first promo where travelers are able to be rewarded for traveling.
Heineken brand manager Marquita Stubbs with insight on the latest marketing campaign the brand recently launched at the Lynden Pending International Airport.
We are basically giving returning citizens as well as residents, as well as the tourists that are coming here, the opportunity to enjoy a nice, refreshing Heineken whilst also partaking in our different SKUs, which is silver and original. And then, because of that process, they're able to redeem a reward for the duration of their flight.
For Commonwealth Brewery Marketing Director Andre Vault, the lager offers an experience.
We found that for consumers around the world, Heineken is known for two things. It's quality experiences and that uniquely balanced taste. You have that Heineken, that first sip after work, and your day switches from work to quality socializing. And our new global campaign is just about celebrating this moment. Now, this need cannot just be found in happy hours or after work, but also when you're traveling. And in fact, here in the Bahamas, we rank among the most traveled countries in the world per capita, with locals and tourists constantly in and out.
The collaborative partnership couldn't be a better fit, especially for consumers.
We understand a lot of our locals are not traveling, so we decided to partner up with our retail chain, which is 700 Wines and Spirits. So you can come into any of our 700 Wines and Spirits nationwide. You purchase any SKU, and then you're able to enter to win. So enter to win, purchase a 3-pack, and you enter to win a getaway experience for 2. Or we also did gift with purchase, which is pretty much purchase a 6-pack, and then you're able to receive a glass, a water bottle, or an opener.
As for what makes Heineken the ideal beer brand for this campaign,
a Heineken brewmaster only uses 3 natural ingredients: water, hops, and pure malt.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jimenita Swain.
Well, Dawn and Marlena join us live for a sneak peek of Access Now.
Makushala, I have a question for you. Have you ever volunteered before in your life?
I have.
Are you interested in volunteering at the Red Cross, you and Marlena?
It's been a minute since I volunteered, so I feel like it's probably time again. What do you think, Makushala?
Yes, you're right, Marlena. Yes, you're right. You're certainly right. Considering all that the Red Cross it does for the country.
And I think it's Volunteerism Month, isn't it?
It definitely is. It definitely is. So you may want to think about it, Makushala. We may want to do the Meals on Wheels prep thing down there at the Red Cross. Yeah.
This is true, but we'll hear more about that in Access Now. For now, stay with us with the Bahamas Tonight. We return after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Do you ever just want more?
But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed risotto. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza, subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco's. Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
Burying a loved one is never easy and can be a costly thing to do. NIB's funeral benefit can provide much-needed assistance during this difficult time. This one-time payment is made to the individual who paid for the funeral, or payment can be made to the funeral home in lieu of payment to an individual. To claim the funeral benefit, complete all fields of Form B51, Claim for Funeral Benefit. Provide banking details indicating where you would like your payments to be sent. A wire transfer form and a government-issued ID are required for persons residing outside the Bahamas. Ensure that your bank's branch transit number and bank account number are provided, not your debit card number. On islands where there are no banks, checks may be collected at the nearest NIB office. Lastly, the claimant must declare that all information is true. The beneficiary must be designated, and the form must be signed. The funeral benefit form is accompanied by a certified death certificate of the deceased, evidence of payment of funeral expenses, and the marriage certificate if the claim is being made on the strength of a spouse's contribution. The form should be submitted within 6 months after death of the deceased. For more information, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
Does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Get ready for the biggest night in Bahamian entertainment. The 6th Annual Elevation Awards is back. Bigger, bolder, and unforgettable.